Oregon tailback Makhi Hughes has asked to redshirt at Oregon this year following not traveling to Penn State and being buried on the depth chart. What does this mean for his future? What does this mean for Oregon, which looks like competing for a national championship in 2025? What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you appreciate that Makhi Hughes would like to redshirt this year? Because I do, mostly because he's buried on the depth chart. I mean, we got Hill, Lamar, Davison, Whittington, all guys that have more carries than him and have been featured more often than him. And running back coach Rashad Samples had kept it 100, saying, look, he's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to figure out at Oregon. This is a guy that rushed for over 1,500 yards last year at Tulane, but my criticism of him after transferring to Oregon was that he hadn't done it against anybody that we care about. And I was really curious about how he might adapt to what is a healthy and robust running back room. As a matter of fact, I think it's the deepest running back room in the country, in large part because Makhi Hughes is your fifth best running back on a team that likes to run the football but can stretch the field and didn't need him to beat Penn State and become the number 2 team in the country. I understand this. I really do. And I think that if he's given the opportunity to redshirt, he gives you, one, a great guy at scout team tailback. If he's not already doing that, I'm imagining that he is. And he gives you a guy you can depend on for next year. I don't think that redshirting means entering the portal. And Hughes has not said to Dan Lanning that he wants to enter the portal. I understand, though, hey, it's deep over here. And this is actually kind of cool, given the world that we live in with transfer portal, name, image, and likeness, and so forth, because the days of a dynasty are over. Like, you're not going to be able to go watch Alabama's linebackers or Georgia's linebackers and see 3, 4, 5, 6 first rounders that they just get to keep, because now guys can enter the portal at any time if they're grad transfers, but they will during the window, and they'll take that immediate eligibility right away, and they'll get a better deal, better revenue sharing advantages. But I think Hughes also understands he has a chance to be a part of a national championship team, a defending Big Ten champion team, and what I think and what the AP thinks is the second best team, not just in the Big Ten, but in the country. And there's no reason to believe that this team is going to slow down. Like, they got a game in a couple of weeks against Indiana. It's going to be really cool. But I also expect them to win that game. I don't think that Indiana can continue to play the kind of football that they have been playing and win, precisely because Phil Parker exposed that offense going, all right, we're going to make Fernando Mendoza uncomfortable. They blitzed him. They sent him. He stood in there. He threw the ball. It was a close ball game. He was beat up, banged up. I expect Tosh LaPoy and Dan Lanning to increase that pressure, knowing you got guys like Dylan Thunderman at safety that can make plays for you if Fernando Mendoza makes a mistake. But back to Makhi Hughes. I was wrong. It's not 1,500 yards, 1,400 yards, 15 TDs, and 19 catches for 176 yards. So I guess I get there with the total yards. But even in the year before, he was a 1,300, nearly 1,400 yard back. And I think that, A, he's probably seen a hit in his confidence, and B, he's trying to protect his future. Like, I think that one of the things that gets lost in this conversation about name, image, and likeness and revenue sharing is not just the money that's getting paid to the guys that are on scholarship, but the guys that are on scholarship and getting paid also want to make it to the NFL, and they want to make a lot of money in the NFL. One of the best ways to do that is to play on a really good football team and be featured. Dillon Gabriel is a great example of this at Oregon and at Oklahoma. His star rose because of the 2023 season that Oklahoma enjoyed at Oklahoma. Saying not to disparage the time at Central Florida, but he was good. It's just not playing on the same plane, right? Then you go to Oregon and you lead the team to a Big Ten championship in their year one, and you make it to the college football playoff quarterfinals where you get beat by an Ohio State team that you had beaten early in the year. But I think the reason that he was a 3rd round pick and not, say, undrafted is because he was so good on that team. And that team was so good. Remember, Dillon Gabriel had a 7th round grade following his 2023 season at Oklahoma. And I think that part gets missed too. He went to Oregon in part to rehabilitate his image. And I think that's what Makhi Hughes is trying to do as a player as well. And I respect this choice. I do. I think that had he gone, I'm going into the portal, we might be looking at this a little bit differently. But if you get to keep a player of his talent and he develops within your system, and you can also show that you have this kind of room for a guy like Makhi Hughes, you're going to be able to stockpile even more players. And Dan Lanning has been aggressive about going into the portal when necessary and paying guys when necessary. And we all know that Phil Knight is going to make sure that that program has everything it needs from a financial standpoint to compete with anybody in the country. And they thought he was good enough to bring him in from Tulane, which is a good football team last year and is a good football team this year. And it just, you got better guys. And I think some of that is Noah Whittington's been in the system for a little bit longer. Some of the guys have been adapting to the level of play. Like Makhi Hughes doesn't actually, I don't see any dissimilarities. I see some similarities between his situation and Jaden Knott at Oklahoma. Two guys that were highly touted coming in that ain't seen much of the football, and people really can't figure out why they haven't. And coaches have been mercurial about what they've seen and how they want it to go. But at Oklahoma, you're still scratching your head about why this dude can't get run, to say nothing to Xavier Robinson. But at Oregon, I can see it. They've got guys. And if they don't have to play them, and he's not forcing them to play them, by forcing them, I mean, you're practicing the way that coaches say, I can't keep you off the football field, then that all goes into account. And if there's more for him to learn, then let him learn it. Let him learn it. Let him have this opportunity to take the red shirt, the gap year, to acclimate to Eugene, to acclimate to what he's being asked to do from a running back standpoint. And not for nothing, you'll have Dante Moore for another year. And perhaps you got one of the more seasoned backfields in the Big Ten with guys that understand the offense. Like usually when I see a guy like Makhi Hughes not getting carries, not getting touches, it's got that kind of ability and talent, it's because his pass blocking is not that good. And you need a guy that can protect your first-year quarterback in pass pro or present himself as a threat to catch the football on easy release passes, so forth, so on. There's just so much more to playing running back than running the football, but we know he's elite at that. Problem is they got a bunch of elite at that at Oregon right now, and I don't know that the pass pro is something that he was asked to do a lot of at Tulane. I also think that, when you look at other running backs that have done well, Ezekiel Elliott got to see the field at Ohio State so early and was such a high draft pick for the Dallas Cowboys because he could pass protect. It's an underrated skill set, but it's obviously one that Will Stein values and Rashad Sample values. Otherwise, I think we'd see more of Makhi Hughes running the football.